Okay, thank you, Julia. And we are really happy to introduce our next speaker, yeah? And we continue to talk about teaching young learners. And Irina Gorbunova, so she is a co-founder and CEO of Center of Foreign Languages in Novosibirsk. So she's rather far from you. So she's a teacher of English and Chinese, and she's a really great speaker with a lot of ideas. And today she's going to speak about teaching online, problems and solutions. So our smiles, our greetings to Irina. So Irina, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
So Irina, you're welcome.
Okay, good day. I hope you hear me well. So how I would like to demonstrate my screen. Yeah, it comes. Okay. So let's get started. And what I wanted to present today. Okay, so welcome you online. And it was a great pleasure for us to join when everybody joined online, because we've been teaching for a long time. And just last spring, yes, everybody came here. So we welcome you, and I hope that all your lessons, despite their online, offline or hybrid, they are just successful. We also have the same situation in our center when there is one student inside the class, one is somewhere at home with parents. Well, still we have to deal with it. And I would like to talk about a few things that we've met here during teaching. So first of all, I would like to talk about how to get ready for the lessons. I would like to talk about aiming and objectives for our young learners. I would like to discuss the problem of how active games, yes, actually it's the big problem, because children are sitting all the day in front of the screen, and sometimes it's difficult for them during even the short lesson. And at the end, I would like to mention a few problems. I've questioned a few of my teachers, so they shared with the main problems, and I would like to present the solution for them. So let's get started. And the main phrase that I've learned during the online teaching is, when I have any problem, I don't like saying that, oh, I've got a problem. I just say, wow, that's interesting. What's going to be next? So the problem is not the problem anymore, because it's becoming interesting. And the first one, be ready. That is the screen from my staff meeting with my teachers, and what I wanted them to pay attention to. So that's what I want to tell you. First of all, we have to mind our time when preparing the online lesson. When we are offline, we can go out of the classroom, we can take some worksheets, or we can take some cards. We can't do it during the online lesson. Yeah, so everything has to be prepared beforehand. And we have to always bear in mind that attention span of our students becomes actually shorter and shorter. So if they will lose you just maybe for a few seconds or minutes out of the screen, they will just go doing their own business, like drinking tea or taking, you know, that when they're bringing cats to the classroom and, hello, this is my cat. So that's what shouldn't happen. The second thing, what we actually did, we always ask for help. We ask our parents to help us. We prepare for them like reminders or notes. We send them messages before when the group starts. So, and there they have all the issues they have to prepare. Like there should be book, there should be pencils, they have to take their notebooks. It's on the spot, it comes that it's so easy, why should we tell it? But really, they don't even know that they have to bring their books online. And also we send them video tutorials, how to join Zoom, how to join their personal back office in our CRM system. For us, when we work for a long time, it's easy, but for them, they just looked at for the first time, they can't even print Zoom. So that's what we send them: reminders, notes, and tutorials, how to work and what to prepare for the lesson with young learners. The next thing I always pay attention to, it's packaging of the lesson. The most important thing, we don't have to walk through the many pages like it's games or links or presentation, books, or so on. On the next slide, I will show you the sample of my lesson, which I have prepared for children. So the main case, it all should be organized in one place. So in case we personally work with Cambridge platforms, and we use Kidsbox. It was one of the main, thing to pay attention to if they have a good package for online lessons. And the second, the easiest one, when you don't have to pay anything, it all can be organized in just simple PowerPoint presentation. And I ask my teachers to do it for each lesson. So now it's must have, which they have in, they won't get the whole salary even if they don't prepare a good presentation. And of course, that's the previous speaker have said, it's a fruitful land for us. And I really believe that any activity for offline lesson can be successfully adopted for online. So we have to develop and perfect our skills and search for new instruments to engage our children. So this is the example of my presentation. It's just the screenshot. So the first thing is we have to plan the whole lesson. Just when we start, when we say hello, everything should be planned on the slide. So in case not to run to the books. I always upload books, screenshots for the exercise in the same presentation. So I just pressed one key and it goes. For the first one, it's logical. You can see that even GIFs are here. And I also upload audio and videos in the same situation. It helps me to save the time when I start opening different links and there are some bad connection with internet problems or so on. So that helps to save the time. It helps to for children to be engaged, and it helps them not to lose attention. So the main thing that I want you to pay attention to, do not walk through materials during the lesson. Well, at least as much as it's possible. Let's go to the next stage. And it's great that we are all here, but the question is why? When we come to any conference or any Zoom meeting or anything, we would like to know why. So we have our personal aims. When children come to the lesson, they also have to be aimed, but they don't like doing exercises just because it's the exercise, and they don't understand anything like, oh, you will know English better. No, that doesn't work. So what I would like to tell you, when we are in offline, we can motivate them and have the system of motivation by the help of stickers, by the help of different toys, yes, by the help of albums, trackers, and so on. But nobody distracts us from doing absolutely the same thing during our online lessons. So motivate them during the lesson from the short period, and then it comes to the longer one. I would like to explain on the next activity. So when children ask me, why should I do the exercise? I don't like it. You say, okay, you're not doing the exercise. You know, I've got a friend, her name is Sally, and she's really sad because she has lost her toys. Let's make Sally feel happy. So you're not doing the exercise. You're trying to help somebody. So this is something that is close for them. Sally is so happy. And when we are doing the exercise, for example, we are reading the text, or they have to translate the word or do any task, after the small period, they have found the first toy. Oh my God, you're doing so well. So just a few more steps and Sally will be so happy. And during the lesson, they can collect those toys. And at the end, Sally is so happy. If you don't like Sally, for example, and if you've got class of boys, or just it doesn't correlate with your taste, you can catch the criminal, of course. So there were some diamonds that were stolen by the bad criminal, and during the lesson, they have to collect the small diamonds. But here is also important thing. Okay, they have collected them, and then what? So what is the reward? When in offline, in our school, they have to collect those things, they get actual money, and they can spend it in the end of the year. So they can buy some presents and things and so on. Absolutely the same thing we can do online. So, for example, one of our last cases, on the Chinese New Year, after doing this activity, they were doing it during the 1 month, and in the end of the month, they got the reward. For example, we ordered pizza for them. It's easy to be done with the delivery systems right now, nowadays. Or you can send them by post, just small pens or just small, nothing expensive. But the children, at the end of the month, they can go to the post and get the packaging. That's really exciting for them. If in case we do not want spend money, there is one more activity that we can do. For example, they can choose their homework. For example, one more activity, we do the exercise to fly the balloon. So in the beginning of the lesson, the balloon is white and absolutely, it's not interesting, right? But when doing the exercise, it fills with colors. So it becomes so colorful and beautiful. And it's one balloon, one lesson. At the end, for example, of the month, there are 8 balloons. And when you collect 8 balloons, you can choose your homework. For example, I give them the list. So homework number 1 is really important, so you can't skip it. But we come to number 2, and number 3, and number 4. And here you can choose. So this one, if you don't like, you can't do. Oh, sorry, you don't have 8 balloons. You have to do all of the homework. So something like that. So it doesn't take much time. And it engages them. Or, for example, one more thing, you know, maybe in Instagram, yes, there were some trend on games when you, during the stories, you have to collect letters. So the same thing we can do here. During the lesson, each slide has a small letter. It will make them to look carefully on your screen. Where is the letter? Oh my God, how should I find it? And it's really small or maybe a little bigger. It can sparkle sometimes with the gifts, right? And in the end of the lesson, they have to collect the whole word. So it's kind of a system of motivation, which will also engage your students. And in the same at the end of the month, they can collect even the whole phrase. Okay, let's move on. The main thing what I want my teachers and believe is that online lesson is hardly different from the offline. We only have to believe that it's possible to adopt all the games, board games, anything. And I personally do most of the games with the help of PowerPoint or Mirror. It's the best place to do the games. But there is a problem about the active games. They are children, they have to move, and they are so tired, and we do not want to make our lessons shorter, right? So there was a 60 minutes lesson offline, so why should I spend just 30 minutes? No, I don't like it because I actually lose my money, right? If I shorten my lesson. So active games are to be played. They are so-called energizers or brain breakers. And now I would like to show you some of them. Actually, there are plenty of them and a lot of ideas can be found. But these are the main ones which we have actually played and checked, and I know how to do it with the children. Let's look at the first one. It's alien, tiger, and cow. It's played on the, it's rock, scissors, paper. Almost the same. So the main thing that we first show them activities, for example, tiger, it could be cow or alien. And when I count 1, 2, 3, all of us have to show the same animal or the same thing. For example, tigers. Oh, Masha, you didn't show me the tiger. That was a cow. Let's do it once again. And when I presented this game on one of the conference, teachers said like, okay, we're wasting time. Yeah, of course it engages, we're moving, but why, when I'm talking about, for example, furniture, why should I present them alien? But nobody, who says that we can't put here a table, chair, and, for example, what, I don't know, oven, right? Something. Okay, just show it. We're doing the same offline. Now we can even train the vocabulary, new vocabulary, by the help of the active game. One more thing is dance like somebody. For example, I ask my students, how do worms actually dance? Have you seen them? Well, they're so funny. let's just imagine how they can dance. So something like that. How do robots dance and other things? And the same, we're dancing like somebody. Here we have to, by the help of PowerPoint, make pictures change quickly. Yeah, so faster, faster, and faster. And there, so first it's worm, then it's robot, then it's something else. Here we also can implement any vocabulary we would like. You can change pictures, animals, weather, or anything. How does, I don't know, wind dance? Why not? It's their imagination. It helps us to create soft skills and creativity for them. One more game is called Whoosh Bang Po. It's closer to the previous one. Here's the action. For example, Po is like this. Bang, where I'm doing like this, and whoosh, something like. So also the pictures are changing very quickly, and they are doing those sounds faster and faster. I will send you the. I will leave my presentation, and you can check the whole list of these games after, and I will just skip to those of my favorite. This is Zig Zag. If it's the first lesson for the big group, it's like a snowball. Yeah, so Zig, Julia, then the next person says Zig Zag. So they have to add this word to each of the name. Actually, they are just doing something like that, and they start laughing, and it only seems to be really simple, but no, that's not simple. Hello, kittens. Also, when presenting these games, we have to know our children, and we have to know the class. For some of them, it would be really embarrassing to stand and dance. But the thing is, they will feel embarrassed if the teacher doesn't believe that it works. If you really are in the lesson, if you really dance, not just because my, I don't know, head teacher said that we should do energizers, and you really like these activities, then they will join you, but just choose the one you like. This one, actually, personally for me, is really difficult, but some of my teachers, they do it successfully. So there is a class, for example, of 4 children. 2 of them are kittens and 2 of them are puppies, and kittens have to make puppies laugh by the help of the funny words. It can be set for homework for them to choose the funny words, so then when they come to the class, they're just saying something funny. So works but not for everybody. And this activity I really like. It's called mirrors. So we just pair each other, and it's funny because we are we're on the distance, and we really see each other mirroring, right? I'm moving this hand to this side, they can move to the other one, and it's just makes our brain work. So where should I move my arm, right? So it's like also the example of the active game. Superheroes, the game I really like, because it is also not only active, but it also helps to engage them during the whole lesson. So these are the heroes from our course, Letterland, for young learners from age of 3, 4, 5 years old. It's called Letterland, and I really adore this. And there are those heroes. So Annie the apple, Bunny, bouncing bunny, clever cat. Each of the character has its own actions. They are presented in the book. But each of the book, for example, kids box, children love heroes from our books, right? And the presentation goes on, and then suddenly, for example, we were reading the text, and then suddenly Annie the apple comes. And once they see Annie the apple, they have to start moving or saying the sound. We have to present those sounds and actions beforehand, right? Okay, so we just moved. Now let's go back to the text. We were reading or doing the exercise. Oh, clever cat has come. So by the way, what is the sound it's making? Okay, so it's k, k, k. and they're really waiting. Okay, there is a boring text, but the clever cat will come soon. So that also helps to engage them. This activity I like to do if they are becoming too noisy, or when they are trying to talk with their siblings. Usually it happens. It's like offline. If you hear me, clap once. If you hear me, clap twice. The same we do online. We just keep silent if we see that they are too noisy, and then we just clap. Some of them will hear you clapping, they will join. You clap twice, some of them will join you again. And in the end, we're just clapping to the whole class. Oh, thank you so much for your attention. These activities will be for you to watch the link. Then you have to walk to YouTube to look at them. It's also a video where you have to overcome some obstacles. For example, you are running through the red carpet and there is dog flying. You have to do like that, or there is you have to jump something, or snakes, or they're quite funny. But also the main thing I ask my teachers to do, they download those videos and put them into the presentation, not to walk through the link and waste the time. And this, I really like doing that at the end of the lesson. Well, I didn't take my Dolphin, unfortunately. You can take a real toy, or you can ask your children to take the toys. They usually like it and they bring them. And Dolphin, who is an actor, he really likes when somebody takes photos of him. So here is the dolphin coming, they have to clap. And here is the dolphin, they have to clap. And when they are all in, at the end, you're doing like that, a lot of dolphins, and they're just clapping, and it's the end of the lesson. Okay, so one more thing that I have found recently, I also would like to share this presentation with you. It wasn't mine. I have found it on the site, which you can see above, and it's really cool. I will show it to you. So here is the list of these brain breaks, which are easy to do. And you go through the slides. When the children say stop, there is music coming. When the children say stop, you stop on the one of the slide, and there are 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 5. Here's the timer, which is also in the slide, and they have to do it until this timer comes. If you don't like these activities, for example, you don't like your children touching toes or anything, or you would like to do it more methodological, right? To put some grammar there, or you would like to work through vocabulary also in the active phase, you can do like that. I have that's a small reminder. You just open and change. For example, this game touch toes, I have changed it into sing ABC. And when it comes to the active phase, they all have to sing ABC, or they all have to name 5 things that they have learned recently, or they have to name 2 of their favorite heroes, and so on. So I will also share it with you. Okay, and the last thing, I'm not sure if I have the time. Oh, seems yes, I have. I have questioned my teachers in our center. So what were the main problems that they have faced during teaching online and children? Well, despite those I have already mentioned. The first one, and it comes to the first position, these are technical problems. And often children, they switch on their microphones, or they're switching off their video and saying like, oh, I'm sorry, there were some problems, I can't do anything. Or you know, when I the first time the 4-year-old children did like this, I was really surprised. I was like, you are 4 years old and you are cheating on me. That's really makes me feel that made me think what to do. And well, in that case, I couldn't find any better solution but to do the tutorials and talk to parents. Well, actually, it's absolutely the same thing as we work with a discipline in the offline class, right? They can distract others, they can be noisy, they can they can draw somewhere, or they will refuse doing the exercise. The same thing happens online. So I want to I don't really want these things to be connected, that something is totally different in online. No, what you would like to do, what you would do in offline class, you would talk to parents, right? You would use the system of motivation. The same thing we have to do online. We're calling to parents, teachers, well, in our case, that's not teachers, but if you as one by one, yes, if it's not school, for example, that's easier. You just talk to parents. Okay, you would like to have a good quality class, right? You would like your children to speak good English, and you don't want to spend your money, to waste your money, right? So please help me. Here is the reminder for you. Here is the tutorial. Please, just before the lesson, prepare the things and talk to your child. You don't have to switch off the microphone and the video. Well, if anybody will tell me the better solution, I would really appreciate. Let's go to number 2. The second problem is that activities takes more time. And that's true, yes. Especially when it's a hybrid lesson, yes, when there is one children in the class and one children online. Some activities takes a lot of time, but we have to get ready carefully. When I'm thinking about my offline class, I always think like, okay, where are the children? They will have to walk to the board, a blackboard, they have to then sit. The same thing we have to work out in our before the online lesson. And really, PowerPoint presentations help. You just go from one slide to the second slide. Sometimes there are lessons, that's of course more for school-year-old children. I do nothing. I just prepared the presentation and I just spent my 40, 60 minutes looking at them when they are just reading slides, looking at the pictures, all the tasks, all the activities are on the slide. So I don't have to do anything during the lesson, but to watch them, not to bring their siblings and animals to the class. Third thing, it's difficult to control homework and writing activities. Yes, that's absolutely true. But I agree with the previous speaker, Karina, yeah, that it's not a good thing to, yes, we have this Zoom tool when they can do exercises on our screen, but if there are 4 children, you will just waste your time. The best thing is to do them to prepare the homework and to prepare for some writing worksheets, and then just to show or take photos and send you. That's the best thing. And it's the same as in the class, they would do it at home, you will come and check. It's the same as in the offline class, you will come to each of them and spend some time to look to their notebooks, and you can do it after the class. So that's not a great problem. And one more thing, it's difficult to organize various activities. Yes, usually it comes on the frontal work, yes, when there are 4 children and you ask Masha, Tanya, and so on. Well, Zoom classes help. You can split them in rooms. I didn't try to do with 4-year-old kids, but I did it with 5, 6-year-old, and that was okay. So they could do some exercises. They could draw something when they were in this. But you have to think this activity really carefully. These instructions should be really crystal clear, or otherwise they will just do nothing in those Zoom rooms. So these are the main problems, and time is coming up, and well, that's I suppose everything that I wanted to say today. Thank you for attention, and if you have any questions, I would really happy to answer them. This is my Instagram account, and this is Instagram account of our school. So, questions?
Yeah, dear colleagues, if you have any questions, you may ask them. So switch on your sound, microphone. So no questions, so everybody is thinking. Okay, so then let's switch on our cameras and thank Irina for her amazing talk. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So if it's possible to send the presentation, I can share with the sample of those brain breaks sample and the rest games.
Yeah, of course, you will send it to me and we will stick it to your video.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you so much, Irina. Thank you so much. And I really hope that we'll see you again at our conferences. Thank you.
I also hope. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.